Guys, it's Sarah, and today I thought it would be fun to share some books that have made me laugh out loud. And the reason I thought of this is because we recently went to a comedy show at the Kennedy Center, and we got to see Brian Regan, who is one of my husband's and my favorite comedians. We have been following him for years, and we watch his specials, and he has always consistently made us laugh. And we just introduced him to our 15-year-old, and she just laughing all over the place. And then for her birthday, we found out he was coming to the Kennedy Center. And so we gave her tickets and took her to see him, one of his live shows. And it was fantastic. He was so funny. We laughed the entire time. We left with our cheeks just hurting because we were just smiling throughout the whole thing. It was great. So then I started thinking about books that make me feel like that. Like my cheeks are hurting and I'm just smiling the whole time and I'm laughing out loud, literally. And so I thought it'd be fun to share some of the ones that really have stood out in my mind. So I was able to make this list without thinking too much about it, which was nice. So the first one, we're going to go with Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I have talked about this book quite a bit. This is a science fiction book. It's an adult book. But the humor that Andy Weir weaves into his books, so this one and The Martian, is just my type of humor. Just funny things, sarcastic, and just making jokes in inappropriate times. Like, that's me, right? And every time I read one of his books, I'm just laughing out loud, or I'm like snorting almost sometimes because it's just so funny. And the entire book is not that. It's, there's definitely serious things, there's life-threatening things happening, but the humor that's woven in really helps break that up and just helps me really enjoy the books that much more. And the humor in his books always stand out to me. And then I'm going to go with The Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. This one, I think, I've read quite a few Christina Lauren books, and there's always humor in them, but this one really stands out to me as being just really funny. And some of the references that they make in this book is really funny. Like, there's some Harry Potter stuff in there and, just things that I can really relate to and understand. And this one really was the banter between the two main characters. Just the situations that they were getting themselves into or being forced into were hilarious. And just the way that they were trying to play it off was hilarious. And, definitely just the dynamic between them was great. And I remember laughing out loud quite a bit in that book. Another one is Beach Read by Emily Henry. Oh my gosh. I would reread passages sometimes because I was laughing so hard at certain points, especially with these two characters. Again, just the main characters, the dynamic between them. And I would reread some things because they were making me laugh so much, because I just loved it. And I would go back and reread a paragraph. And there was one point in this book where they're communicating through windows with each other, and they're writing stuff down. And it was fantastic. That was just my favorite scene, probably. And one of my favorite scenes, I'm not going to say my favorite scene, but one of my favorite scenes in the entire book. And I still remember it. So, yeah, but Emily Henry does the snarky comedy really well. And another one is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Abby is a funny person. I follow her on Instagram. Her Instagram is great. She's a funny person in general. And then just to see it played out on the page, there is a scene in Part of Your World that involves the main male character and his best friend and a picture taking situation that had me rolling and texting my friends because it was one of the best things I've ever read. It was so funny. And it was, yeah, I don't know. That's all I'm going to say. But if you haven't read it, if you have read it, you know exactly what I'm talking about because that scene was epic. And just again, with the snark between the characters and the banter and the funniness and just, it was great. It was so great. And I definitely am excited to read more of Abby's books so that I can, get some more of that, because I know that it's going to be throughout her books completely. And yeah, but that one scene, guys, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, and last, I want to talk about Good Omens by Neil Gaiman. Now, this one shouldn't be funny. It shouldn't be funny because it's literally like apocalyptic, end of the world, angels, demons, all the things. But it was hilarious. And the dynamic between the two main characters was because one is good and one is evil, and they are just big. It's so funny, you guys, but they're having to work together to save the world, and it's just, they don't work well together, and it's great. And I just remember reading it and going, I did not know that Neil Gaiman was this funny. It was such a surprise, but I loved it. It was fantastic. And I really want to watch that TV show adaptation. I've heard it's really, really good. And the actors in it are fantastic. So that's definitely something I need to get on and start watching at some point. But yeah, just the witty banter between them was great. And again, like sarcastic stuff. And sarcasm is definitely like a real big thing with humor for me. So give me a sarcastic something and I am all in. Okay, guys, that's going to be it for me today. So let me know down below some books that you have read that just made you laugh out loud and that have really memorable scenes and just gave you that really good feeling and just laughing and enjoying it. Let me know that down below. And I will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.